family, welcome to Inspired Tuesday, a show that interviews people from around the world, people who are chasing after their dreams and letting their passions feed them. You are chilling with your girl, PM. Tonight we have Pastor William Seitshiro, a founder of I Am William Foundation. We're still about to talk about it in a few. This is a show that encourages you and helps you and influences you to become a better person and letting yourself become more than what you are now. So, William, welcome.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's a good evening. I'm a bit nervous though, but
Okay.
yeah.
Don't be. So, this question I'm about to ask you now is one of those questions that people find it hard to answer, even though it's about you, you know. So tell us, who is William? Someone out there is interested. I want to know who is William.
Okay. Basically, I would speak about myself in third person, but let me speak about myself in the first person. I'm William. Is just I'm just the person who grew up in Mamelodi, and Pretoria is home for me, and yeah, you know, I'm just trying to grow out of the struggles of life and everything that we go through in everything. So I try to make a difference in life. So study theology and going through my degree now, and so I'm trying to reach out to a community. That's who I am. Basically, without me doing something in the community, I'm no one. So I'm pursuing my greater self. I'm pursuing something that I always wanted, to make a difference in the society and make a difference in my life and make a difference in people that are close to me. So William is just a young person who grew up in Mamelodi. Yeah, like I said, Pretoria's home. Yeah.
Wow, awesome. So this is who you are.
Yeah.
You know, and inspiring the community is what you are for. Is what you are for. That is inspiring. So tell us. I've heard and I've read some of your books. And how many books have you written so far?
I have written 8 books,
Okay.
but I have published 5 books.
Okay.
5 to 6 books, something like that. Lost count.
Okay.
But yeah.
So tell us about your books.
Okay, basically for instance, it's His Will Your Way, and secondly it's Darky Love. It's part 1 and part 2 of Dreams, and part 1 and part 2 of Relate. So His Will Your Way, basically this book speaks about finding your way through the Word of God, understanding who God is in your life, understanding what God has in store for you in your life. It's not sort of like steps in finding. No, it's a theological and orthodox way of finding the will of God through reading the Word of God. So it's important for you, if you want to know the Word of God, if you want to know the will of God, you would have to study the Word of God and maybe go through my book, because I'm expounding on the will of God in 4 senses. Maybe the will of God being dominant, helping you find your personality in Him, all those things. So if you want to find out more, you can buy my book and read it. And actually, it's more accessible. You can find it on Play Store. Just search for William. But then the second book is Darky Love, which you can also find on Play Store. It's a book that speaks about a young guy who grew up in, people call it townships, but we call it home. So it's about a young guy who grew up in the townships, and he was looking for someone to reach out to him, in a sense that they could buy his book. He was a writer. So he wrote so many books, but they never got recognition until just before he died. When he got recognition and he started making money and he started investing and all those things, but he didn't get the opportunity to spend the money because he fell in love with someone else. So though he was married to another, he fell in love with another person and built his life with another person. So he had a family with another person but sleeping with another wife. You know? So it's a quite intriguing book. Part 1 and part 2 of Dreams, it's just part 1 is fantasy and the second one is general fiction. And other books, it's just Relate part 1 and part 2. Relate part 1 is about how you can build a successful church, and Relate part 2 is about relationships, knowing your partner and being able to build a fruitful relationship. So I try to reach out to the wider audience, people that are interested in fiction, people that are interested in motivational books, people that are interested in religion, and I try to explore my art in writing. So yeah.
I was actually about to ask you that right now. What's your target? Who are you targeting? And because I can see that you're abroad, you write about alien everything.
Yeah.
What inspires, like, what makes you say, okay, this time I'm writing about this topic?
Basically, I get inspired by by the experiences in life.
Okay.
There's a friend of mine, Lehlohonolo Mohale. So we met 2 years ago and we became close for a minute. For a minute, we became. It was so dramatic how things happened because she just went through a breakup and we started talking about relationships.
Yeah.
And in speaking about relationship, it inspired Dagi Love. You
Oh.
know, so I started writing that book and it became big from my side. And I spent, I think, about 2.5 months in writing the book because I was so passionate about it. So I couldn't just waste time. I was always on the computer and just writing something about it. And books such as His Will, Your Way was inspired at school. So when I was at school, I thought I can write something, so let me just give it a go. So I started writing a book, started reading, and if you actually check out the book, you'd find that I read so many books. In my reference, I read so many books so that I can just develop 200 pages of a religious book. So I'm scared of tapping into another religious book because that means that I would have to read again.
Oh.
So yeah, currently I'm exploring the side of fiction and general fiction and fantasy fiction and all that, and I will be dropping Kahim, the Chronicles of Kahim. So it's fantasy fiction in a way, but it's inspired slightly by the Bible.
Okay.
So actually it's going to come out through I Am William organization, but other than that, I just write because I get inspired in that particular moment. I don't know, by maybe things that are happening around me, or maybe by the Bible, or maybe someone said something and I thought that's a book. So yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. And when you start writing a book, you don't give yourself like a time frame. You know, some writers, they just put pressure on themselves. By the end of this month, I have to be done by this. So for you, it's just no matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right, and we hear that writing is a difficult thing to do. We hear, especially a book. You know, some people, it's hard to write a book, so I can imagine 8 books or so far. How far are you planning to go with this writing career?
Basically, I want to go through that until death.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was inspired by one of the prominent leaders who recently passed, Miles Monroe. That you don't have to go to the grave with your gift. You know, rather pour yourself out now. So I'm planning to write at least 80 books.
80?
Yeah, 80 books.
Wow.
So that I can, well, first of all, leave a legacy.
Yeah.
A man who wrote Troy said, one of the writers said, men are haunted by the vastness of eternity. I guess I'm one of those people that want to live eternally in people's hearts and in people's minds and in people's library.
Oh, in people's library as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so cute. So we know, I don't know if people out there know this, but you're also a pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you haven't said anything about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that? Yeah.
For me, being a pastor for me is a privilege.
Okay.
It is a privilege. So many pastors out there, they elevate themselves and they somehow feed from the fact that people call them pastors or they give them positions. So for me, it's just another title. It's like working somewhere, being a CEO, you know. So it's just a privilege that I'm working for the greatest CEO, which is God. I believe, Gucci, every one of us is called, first of all. So being an usher, being a singer, being whatever, we're just the same. It's just that the difference between you and me is that I'm sharing the word and you are singing.
Yeah.
You know, we are all called, and I'm leading the ministry, and you are helping me bringing fruits into the ministry. So if we can, titles are nothing for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nothing.
It's nothing, it's just a title.
Yeah, it's just a title. That's why I don't tell people that I'm a pastor. When I introduce myself, I just say I'm William.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so tell us, there's a lot of theologians out there, and we know them, we've seen them, we hear them, and some of them are big, and some of them, you know, are known all over. What makes you special? What makes you stand out as a theologian? Not, okay, I can see as a writer, but now as a theologian.
One of the things that, that's a really tough question. One of the things that stand out with me is, I guess, my belief, because now I love people, I love relationship, And one thing that I believe is that the cross is more about relationships than anything else. When Jesus died, he died to build relationships. He didn't die to build a system of, something we call, it's a tradition, something we call a religion. And actually, Rob Bell said something very wise, but before I get to him, I believe, Guti, so many people have they create this huge theology to trap people so that they can serve into their church. I believe, Guti, pastors, religion is basically inspired by the thoughts that pastors have that are not in the Bible.
Okay.
So religion is a system that we build so that we can keep people in the church.
Yeah.
So those systems, I was reading church history, and Pope Gregory believes that it's him, and it's God, it's him, and it's people. So for me, that's the problem right there. That's why the church needed reformation. So in our day today, we don't say that it's God, it's popes, no. But then we say it's God, it's us pastors. So that's my situation. That's why I don't like titles, because we are so much elevated that we are filled with self. Ne? So I believe, for one, that Jesus, like Robel, he believes that Jesus would be mortified if we were to find that someone opened up a religion under his name. So Jesus did not come to open up a religion or some system so that people can be trapped in church. But then Jesus came so that people can spread the word around the world. And if your religion, Robel says that if your religion or your belief is not foundationed upon giving or feeding the poor, then what is the point of what you believe? Then you're not making any difference. So I think I'm different because I believe in relationship. I believe in building relationships. I believe in building people. I believe in building families. I believe in that. That's just who I am. I don't just believe in opening up a church and building systems and all that. Though I'm good at running an organization, I don't believe in organizations bringing people closer to God. I believe in God seeking for men.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. And that is William Seitshiro, Pastor William Seitshiro, should I say. Welcome to our second session. We are still sitting here with William, Pastor William Seitshiro, the Managing Director of I Am William Foundation.
Yep.
So greatness is in each and every one of us. The passions that we have, the gifts that we possess, everything was just meant to make us great. So Pastor William, if you had a few seconds to say something, what would you say now?
I believe that for one, I just got inspired by what you were saying about greatness. I believe that smooth transition into success is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. But what is guaranteed is perfect success. So there's nothing more greater than, or more wonderful or more powerful than working for something than being given something.
Okay.
So we need to invest ourselves in doing something for our lives and being great. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Really, I hope we're learning something about that. So we're talking about the foundation now, the I Am William Foundation.
Yeah.
So is it a publishing house? Would you say the I Am William Foundation is a publishing house?
No, I Am William is not a publishing house. Let's get that straight. It's going to invest in the members of I Am William. So if you are a member, say for instance you are a writer and you wanna do something great, we're going to sponsor you. Yes, we're going to sponsor you and we're going to help you in building your career as well. So that's why in our what we provide, one of the things is book launches, book publishing. But it's not a publishing house. We're going to give you money, for instance, or we're going to help you in getting your book printed, getting your book edited, getting your book done and well published. So yeah, it's not a publishing house.
All right, that's kind of interesting. So So you help writers.
Yeah.
And helping them making it out there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's our main aim. If we want to inspire people to become great, then we should be able to play a part in their careers. If we fail to play a part in their careers, then we're not making anyone great. We're just telling people to, you can make it, but we're not investing in them. So yeah.
Oh, okay. And so far, how many members do you have?
Currently, we don't have members yet because we just started registering the organization. So we don't have members yet. We just have a board of 4 people. So we are planning, yes, if we get members, then we will be able to invest in them. We'll be able to encourage them. And these members are not going to be just people that are just coming to our events, but these are active participants in our organization. People that help us in, let's say, media, social media, help us in editing everything, help us in maybe organizing people to come to the events and all those things, maybe PR management and all those things. So yeah, we do need members.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do need members.
Yeah.
And what kind of people are you looking for? Is there criteria or certain type of people that you need or looking for?
Well, first of all, you know, in order for you to inspire people to grow, you have to firstly acknowledge their passions and what they want to do. Yes, we would want people that are designers. We would want people that are maybe graphic designers, that is. We would want people that are good in PR. We would want people that will help our project management, facilities and whatever. So that's the type of people that we want. People that are passionate about serving, people that are passionate about working and doing something great. Volunteers, because we can't pay now. Yeah, so we're working on that, yes.
Yeah, we start somewhere.
Yeah,
We start somewhere. I can see you building a team. You're building something here, and you need a good team by your side. You need specific people by you. By when are you trying to? Can you figure out by when? Am I supposed to have this team, good and running?
When is irrelevant? When is irrelevant because when would be now for me? Because now the plan is with hosting workshops and all that. We plan to have a workshop before June. Okay, at least 2 workshops before June. So in having those workshops done, would need people in place so that they can help us in marketing, so that they can help us in reaching out to the community, that they can help us in reaching out to churches and schools and all those things. We need youth coaches, people that can motivate young people to take part in the organization. So that's what we want. So when is irrelevant because we need it now. We need to, not that we need to become great now, but we need to start building now. It took 200 years to build Rome. We can't just build an organization in 2 days that is going to be successful for many years. We want to be able to build a society and build a good team that will be able to stand with us throughout every circumstance that we face, whether it's finances, emotional, all the circumstances that we're going to face. And we're planning to go big, If we fail to go big, that means our team has problems. So we need a team now, and we need to be able to build teams now, and we need to be able to reach out to communities now. We need to be able to do things now. So that's our desire, to reach out to people now. Yes.
Oh, okay. So if anyone is interested, and you've said that you need the specific people, and you did say what kind of people that you needed. So if there's that person, that graphic designer out there, and that managing director with skills and everything that wants to help, that is interested in this thing, can they still follow you on the page, or is there specific numbers that they can get you from? Or
well, there is a number. You can call me on my number 07427788857. But mainly, in order for me to get you, because I'm usually busy, I'm usually running around, so I find it hard sometimes to answer calls. So you'd rather send me an email, like I said, William, I am William0121@gmail.com. The reason why I made that email now is because I want people to be able to access me now. So if there is someone out there who wants to be helping out with this, they can just easily send us an email on iamwilliam0121@gmail.com. Then we'll be able to talk about it and meet up and yeah.
Yes, this is so beautiful. I don't want to lie to you, it's so beautiful. You know, most of these organizations that we have in these days, it's no longer about people. It's no longer about, you know, the bigger picture, you know, but we're building names now more than building lives. So we thank you so much for this. And if there's anybody there, you know, who is really inspired and touched with everything that we've just talked about here, please do connect with William. Please make contact, and you'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the third session. We are still sitting here with William, the Managing Director of the I Am William Foundation. So William, the man who believes, you know, that the personal illumination gives you access to the greater you. So tell us, William.
Yeah.
With regards to this foundation, we've heard a lot about it, and tell us, what are your plans for this year?
Well, this year we're planning on starting with our workshops. I believe, Guti, sometimes, you know, being a pastor or a public figure, you can't say that you have spoken enough. You know, I believe, Guti, you need to just pour out what the knowledge that God, or that you feel like you have studied enough to just give to people, so that people can grow. So we're planning on hosting workshops. We're planning on publishing our audio live, which will be taking place on every Thursdays and published on SoundCloud. We're planning on video inspired TV. So we need to be able to reach out to people in motivation every month, and on a weekly basis we'll be interviewing people that are aspiring to become something better in their lives. So we want to do something great this year. That's our aim. Our aim is to just challenge people to move out of their barriers, the systems that they are used to, and do something awesome with their lives. So as well as the book that I'll be releasing under I Am William, it'll be actually one of our marketing strategy, of course, but it'll be something to inspire people that they can do something better with their lives. And yeah, that's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for greatest, and we're aiming to reach out to people. We're aiming for people to find their greater revelations within themselves, so that they don't fear who they can become. Yeah.
Wow, awesome. That's great news. So someone out there, you know, someone is watching and someone is listening to this interview, would want to connect with Pastor William. How can we find you? How can people find you?
Okay, well, simply, they can connect with us on our Facebook. We're still working on getting our emails running and our website running, but for now you can connect with us through our Facebook, through our YouTube channel. So we'll be posting all of our, so you can subscribe actually to our YouTube channel. We'll be posting all of our videos on our YouTube channel. We'll be posting all of our audio live sessions on SoundCloud. We'll be usually on Facebook. So if you want to connect with us, if you want to get people knowing about our organization, so you can just connect with us in that way. And since we are still working on our emails, we just opened our email from a Gmail account. So it's iamwilliam0121@gmail.com. So yeah, they can connect with us, and we can, yeah.
I am William0121
at gmail.com.
Yes, you heard it. And then what's your Facebook name? What's your name? Because they can find you there.
The Facebook page, well, the Facebook page is I Am William, of course, because of the organization. But as well, well, if you're looking for me personally, it's Real William. So you will find me, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, William, Pastor William. We are truly inspired with the work that you're doing. May you find favor, you know, with everything that you're doing. Thank you so much, and I hope, and I know that people out there are inspired. I hope everyone is inspired and touched in a way to, you know, do something with what they have. If you really want to connect with him, he's given us, you find them on iamwilliam101@gmail.com, or find them on Facebook, I Am William. If you want him personally, he is the real William. See you next week, same time. Thank you so much.